Working in customer service has taught me more about people than I ever expected. And honestly, the lessons go far beyond just answering phones, emails, and chats. Today, I want to share what I've learned about humanity being on the other side of customer interactions. It's surprising how even the smallest acts of kindness can shift somebody's entire day and sometimes their entire lives. I was once on the phone with a woman who had been out of work for several years. COVID had really done a number on the business that she had. She was just in a place of hopelessness. I could hear it, I could feel it, and there was nothing that I could do to fix it. But what I did know I could do was listen. I'm not a therapist. It wasn't in my job description to listen to those kinds of stories. I'm just there to help and assist, but I could tell that her soul needed somebody to just listen, needed somebody to tell her it was going to be okay, and truly believe that. And in my heart of hearts, I believe it. That conversation gave her so much hope that even if things didn't pan out exactly how she was envisioning, that it would be okay. It seems silly listening, giving words of encouragement, praying for people, but that is the type of thing that changes people's entire lives, and at the very least, their entire day. No one knows what they're doing. Everyone is figuring it out behind the scenes, even the people who look super polished and successful and like they have their entire lives together. I promise you, they don't know either. I don't know about you, but I'm really, really hard on myself. I feel like I should be farther, I should be doing more, I should know more. And I got to speak to some of the most successful people. They still don't know. They're still just going through each day to the best of their ability, doing what they can, looking for the next best step. They are figuring it out on the fly. They're fumbling it many times over and getting up and trying again. They never give up. They don't let those fumbles, those frustration, those errors deter them from getting to the end goal. They just pick themselves up and they dust themselves off and they keep going. It made me realize that perfection and polish is really just repetition, trial and error. Just people figuring things out on the fly and eventually finding a nugget of wisdom that they can take with them into the next trial and tribulation. That's it. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's doing their best. So many people have been burned before. It actually shocked me working in customer service how many people were waiting for the other shoe to drop, trying to figure out what the catch was. Zoom in on the fine print to see, is this really as good as it seems, or is it too good to be true? Because in their experience, everything has been too good to be true. They have been burned so many times that trust does not come easily. I used to take it personally. Their lack of trust had something to do with me. But really, when you start to learn people and really see why they are the way that they are, it makes more sense. You recognize that a lot of this is just trauma compounded. You zoom out and you realize that instead of taking it personally, you can meet that person with compassion and see the wounds and see the scars for what they are and still hold space while not making it your story. So many of us just want to be heard. We don't want to be fixed, judged, reprimanded. We just want somebody to say, I understand, I hear you, I get that, I can see why you feel that way. I came to realize that more and more through my phone calls with customers. They're so used to people talking over them, hearing a problem and regurgitating a solution. People just coming in and checking a box and not really caring. That when somebody does take the time to just allow them to express without interruption, solution, trying to put a band-aid over it, it's such a breath of fresh air. I apply this to my everyday life. I zoomed out more. I said, how often are people coming and talking to me and I'm going, so here's what you can do. Or, oh wow, that's crazy. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry, it's gonna be better. And it's like, are you even present? Do you even see me? I get how I've done that and I get how infuriating that can be. And I got to see it more frequently when speaking to customers, that I started to learn that Sometimes people just want to talk. They just want to exhale. They'll tell you what they need. And 9 times out of 10, they didn't need me to fix anything. They just needed me to point them in the right direction and not rush to the rescue, not interrupt, not shut them down. And it's taught me to be more present with people I love. I see a lot about emotional regulation for children, teaching our young people how to work through their emotions, how to get themselves grounded, how to move through things and not attach to them. But I had a news flash. Emotional regulation is not just for children. We think that because, or at least I do, because I'm an adult, that I'm super emotionally regulated and all those around me are too. But being on some of the most confrontational and hostile calls with customers, I have realized that emotional regulation knows no age. It knows no level of maturity. The best thing that you can do when you meet someone who is not good at navigating those emotional waters is to keep yourself neutral, to really set the tone of the conversation and to not allow yourself to get swept up in their emotional spiral. To not attach it to anything that has to do with you, to not see it as a reflection of who you are or who you are not. Just allowing the person to do and express whatever it is that they need. Of course, with boundaries, you don't need anybody to berate you or make you feel low or less than. That's when you disengage. That's when you end the conversation. But I realized that so many people are emotionally unregulated. And what takes that unregulated state up 10 notches when you match energy. You start huffing and puffing, sighing, interrupting, talking over. And this may not work in every situation and for every person. But I realized that when people are spiraling, things are spiraling, emotions are high, the last thing you want to do is add fuel to the fire. And that if you can find a way to ground your energy and come from a place of neutrality, it actually helps to disarm the person and the situation. To realize that there's a lot of emotionally unregulated peeps out there. If you're an energetically sensitive being like I am, that can be all consuming. So the best thing to do is figure out how to not associate yourself with it, meaning not blame yourself or try to take ownership over someone else's emotions, and to keep yourself as even-keeled and grounded and level-headed as humanly possible, which is tough. I'm speaking from experience. Customer service taught me that people are tender at their core. We all just want kindness, patience, and someone to listen. If you've had similar experiences at your job, with relationships, or in life in general, I'd love to hear more about it in the comments below. And if you would like someone to hold space for you as you're navigating your own chapters, I'm getting ready to launch Mirrored, my one-on-one reflective audio-only session. Click the link below to sign up and be the first one to know when sessions open. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. And until next time.